So, welcome to our session. So, the purpose of today's session is to help us understand a little bit about the COVID-19 virus and what we can do with pranic healing. So, we have been doing healing for people since March last year, 2020, and we have found that a lot of people who got COVID in that time, a lot of people who also had other issues like, Parkinson's or diabetes or hypertension or any of those, it's like they already had a serious problem. We have been able to help a lot of people who have had COVID, both last year as well as this year. So in COVID, what we are realizing is that one of the important things to deal with actually is the fear of COVID. It seems that it's the fear of COVID that actually weakens people's immune system also. So when we do pranic healing, we also remove the fear, the anxiety, and obviously we strengthen the immune system. So, taking COVID healing or during pranic healing, of course, if you're a healer, I hope you're practicing. So there are a couple of things you can do preventive. Preventive COVID is basically enhancing your immune system so that in case you even do come in touch with the virus, it either just goes by, or if you do happen to fall sick with it, it's not a very powerful system. It's like it doesn't overpower your body because your immune system is stronger. That's one. Second is if somebody has COVID and they have fever and they have other issues along with it, then pranic healing is a system by which we can actually deal with what we call comorbidities, which means the person has other issues as well and they have gotten COVID. So that's the other thing. And the third thing we have is that after someone actually recovers from COVID, tests negative, and there's no fever, again, we apply something called the enhancing immunity protocol. What this does is that this actually helps to build up the immunity. So, in case you didn't know about pranic healing when you had COVID or when somebody in your family, God forbid, but anyway, anyone who you knew who had COVID, you can introduce them to pranic healing after they're done with COVID to actually improve their immune system. And like I said, one of the important things in COVID is, of course, taking care of the fear of COVID. Because what's happening is that we are getting just so much information, which is, at the same time scary, right? So you can refer people to us. Our number is given below. We have healing packages, different packages for different requirements. Obviously, if someone has very high fever or is very sick, there's a different package. And if someone is just kind of like that, there are some people who are just afraid of COVID, of getting COVID. So we try to help with that. And of course, some people who already have immune issues, we can help strengthen their immunity so that they don't get, or even if they get COVID, it just kind of passes by. So it's kind of like, I don't want to use the term vaccine, but it's kind of like that in the sense that it strengthens your immune system or the immune system of the client or the patient, so that if they do get COVID, also it just kind of, you know, passes by like a cloud in the sky. Okay, so what we'll do today is in our live healing session, we will be doing healing for fear of COVID and also for something called spiritual emptiness, which basically means that, the way life is, it's like, I don't know how to plan. I don't know what to do. I don't know what's coming. My kids are at home. My husband is at home or my wife is at home. There's no work. And what we would normally do is like sit and plan, right, what are we going to do next year, next vacation, and with these times we're really not able to do that. So it's I think there's also a lesson of just slowing down. The earth is slowing down, the earth is cooling, so let's just be aware of that, and let's be also aware that the God who gives us oxygen from the minute we are born, and the God who takes away oxygen the minute we, are ready to leave, can also provide for everything else, right? And one more thing I'll repeat here that I say very often is that sometimes people are like, where is God? Or, if you believe that is in God. If you may have noticed that when we are taking an exam, then the teacher is present but is not answering any questions, right? So that's the time of what we call taking an examination. So our exam, you're writing an examination, and the teacher is sitting there, but he or she is not going to answer any questions at this time, right? So it's a test of faith, it's a test of where we are, it's a test of what we know, right? And how we are able to handle ourselves. Let's just be aware of that. Let's just think to ourselves, okay, we are taking an exam, and guess what? We're going to pass with flying colors. Yes? Okay, so what we'll do now is before we start the healing, again, for those of us who are watching this on YouTube, to join our live sessions, you need to log in. Um, but we're going to do a short affirmation, a soul affirmation, which hopefully is going to help us. Okay, so I'd like all of us to close our eyes, connect the tongue to the palate, inhale and exhale slowly. Let us invoke again to the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother. We thank you for your priceless blessings. We thank you for divine strength in these trying times. Thank you for your divine help, guidance, and protection. We thank you. Now let's do the soul affirmation. Let's be aware that we, the soul, have a body. Okay, so I, the soul, have a body. I am that I am. I am not the body. I have a body that could get COVID, that could get sick, but I am not the body. I am the soul. It is this body that I need to strengthen by good food, good exercise, by living healthy, and most importantly, by having good thoughts. Okay, so I am not the thoughts of fear for myself, for others, for finances, etc., etc. All those thoughts, I am not that thought. I am the soul. The soul creates these thoughts. Today, I choose to not create negative thoughts. I will create positive thoughts of recovery, of getting better, of the whole planet recovering, of all my loved ones being safe. And these are the thoughts that I'm going to create and I'm going to send them to my loved ones. I am not the emotions. I am not the emotions. I create emotions. And I now choose to create emotions that will support me. I am the soul. I am not the body. I am not the emotions. I am not the thought. I am the soul. So let's be aware of our crown. Let's be aware of our heart. Let's raise our hands in blessing position. We are going to bless everyone who is directly or indirectly affected by the COVID-19 virus and the state of the world. Inhale slowly, exhale slowly. Let us bless the entire planet Earth with peace, with the love of God, with the awareness that even this shall pass. It has come, it will go. Let's bless everyone who needs attention right now, whether it's medical attention or emotional attention or needs mental support. Let's bless everyone with the ability to get the support that they need to go through these times in a gracious way. Let's bless the entire planet Earth. Let's invoke to the Buddha Kuan Yin for her divine, compassionate, purifying light, for her healing, soothing energy, to extract, externalize, and raise to higher vibrations all negativity related to the COVID-19 virus. May all fears be extracted, externalized, and raised to higher vibrations. May every person be filled with strength, with physical strength, emotional strength, and mental strength, and spiritual strength. Inhale slowly, continue blessing. Let's also take this time to bless financial targets, emotional targets, relationship targets, health targets, and spiritual targets. In case you're wondering, in these times, how can we, work on our targets? The beauty of it is this: that if we continue to work on our targets, then in some way that creates the thought forms. It creates the energy around that target. And if all of us have good positive targets and we are thinking about our targets and we are visualizing how these targets are going to come through, then what happens is that the energy begins to change. Whereas if all of us start thinking, it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen, then the energy begins to dip. So if you want the energy to remain high, continue to bless your targets. Be aware, of the joy of living. It doesn't take much to just think of a positive, like a good feeling about your targets being met, right? So why not feel good? Because that's going to change the energy around us. It's going to increase the energy level vibration. Some of us sometimes have made an occupation out of worrying. We just think like, "Arey, I am very tense. Oh, I'm very worried." Like, that's really not helping. If you really want to help your loved ones, the beauty of it is to not be worried, to make the problem small, and to make the faith big. Okay? So let's do that, and let's be aware of the energy that we all radiate. Of course, we are going to be having a self-pranic healing workshop, 11th to 14th May. It's going to be 2 hours per day, approximately 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. India Standard Time. It will be online. So for those of us who have done healing and need a revision on the techniques, even people who have gone up to Arhatic Yoga, there will be a meditation on the white light and master's voice. We will be teaching you how to do the Tibetans, which also strengthens the body. So there'll be a lot of things that are new also. Even if you have done all the other pranic healing workshops, you'll still find some new things in it. So I'd encourage you to do a revision if you need help with confidence in healing. And if you're already healing, that's great. There's still a couple of things for you. And of course, to encourage new people so that at least they can heal themselves. Okay, if we can keep ourselves, if one person who's smiling enters the room, it changes the energy of the room. Similarly, if one person who's like, gloomy and sad enters the room, that also changes the energy of the room, right? So let us be that one person who smiles and who increases the energy vibration and who is able to be calm and spread peace in these times. Okay, so that will be great if we can do that. Thank you. So I hope you're feeling a little bit better. You can repeat the soul affirmation often. What it does is that it helps us to basically distance ourselves a little bit. One more question that sometimes comes up is, why do we need to repeat the healing? So I just like to answer that quickly. So what happens is that the job of the healer basically is to balance all your chakras, not your but anybody's chakras. So if the chakras are big or small, then the perspective of the healer is to balance all those chakras for the most part in a healing session. Now sometimes it's not possible in a healing session, but let's say for example we have gotten to a state of balance. Then what happens is that we again open our phones, and we open up our TV, and again we begin to get all this input of certain types of information that again upsets our chakras, and again the chakras begin to start to get disbalanced. So yes, I would say you do need information. Of course we all need information, but just let's just like limit that information to maybe once a day you can check the news, or once a day you can check your phone, and then avoid thinking too much about these things. Focus your life. Let's focus our lives on meditating, on healing, on thinking good things, of doing positive things for our family, maybe cooking, clean your house. There's so many things that you can do that will be therapeutic and also would help us in terms of prosperity, would also help the earth to calm down and cool down, and just generally make ourselves feel good, right? So, and those of us who have space, you can also go for a walk. Simple things. Okay, so yes, the chakras get balanced when we do a healing session such as this one, and then unfortunately sometimes we go out in the world and then we again get stuff. So for that you can join our next healing session where we will also try to do as much as we can. So just wanted to clarify why one healing session is sometimes not enough. Okay. So if we could get one healing session and then just remain balanced and remain calm, then that healing actually lasts for quite a while. Okay, so I hope that was helpful and answered the question. And that's it. We will see you soon. For our schedule, you can check the message below in the YouTube. And otherwise, in general, our schedule is Tuesday to Saturday, 4 p.m. India Standard Time, and at 9 a.m. on Monday morning, again India Standard Time. Okay, so we'll see you soon. Bye.